I wish I could have been there when God made the sun. I wish I could have been there to see his works being done. I wish I could have been there when he fed 5,004 to see this multitude feast upon his food. I wish I could have been there.
What would you say was the reason why this landlord only wanted to rent to blacks?
So he could dominate what was going on. He'd come down every day from town. You'd see him riding up down the road, and they had to do it his way. That was pretty much it. And then sometimes those landlords, when we was talking about them being shady, the story went with one of those landlords. If he came down in the summertime and the crop looked real good and very promising, he would bring some old furniture down and sell to the black folks, you know, and he'd add that on to what was being owed to him in the fall when he settled with them. Well, those black folks didn't know how much he gave for that furniture. He might have given $15 for it and sold it to them for $30. So that's some of the shady stuff we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, did the landlord in that case determine what they grew on the land?
Well, to some extent. It had to be, a high percent of it had to be cotton, because that was the money crop. And that's mostly what he wanted. Now, they had some corn, and he had to raise a certain amount of corn because the mules had to be fed, see. And they fed those mules out of that half that he got. If a fellow rented on halves, he didn't have to feed the mules out of his share of the corn. He fed the mules out of the landlord's share of it, see. And so you had cotton and corn. Of course, you had to raise a little hay to help feed the stock, too. A lot of the sharecroppers raised the sorghum patch. That's for the syrup, you know. They'd have a sweet potato patch. They had a garden and that sort of thing. And most of them had a cow. And the good landlords encouraged them to have a good garden and a potato patch and have some hogs and have a cow, so they could be as self-sufficient as they could, you see.
I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. Oh, I wish I could have been there.